We begin with breaking news. Skyfox over the scene of an incident on northbound I-75 at the Davison Freeway. It's closed as police investigate what happened. We're working to find out if anybody was hurt in this. If northbound 75 is part of your commute, you'll want to find a different route.
Right now, cleanup is underway in Monroe and Livingston counties after massive storms moved into those areas about 24 hours ago. Giant hail pummeled Livingston County, and an EF1 tornado struck eastern Monroe County. We'll have more on that tornado in a moment, but first, a closer look at that hail damage. Yeah, some of the pellets were nearly the size of golf balls, forcing some businesses to temporarily close. Let's get right to Fox News' Hillary Golston. She's live from Howell, where a lot of that hazardous hail fell. And Hillary, how bad was it?
Yeah, this is really incredible. I mean, it just gives you an idea of how tempestuous the storm could be, that there is, in fact, still some hail left here, and that was after falling 24 hours ago, now more than 24 hours ago. It's incredible. They experienced about 3 inches of hail and then 3 inches of rain. So for this farmer, he's not only dealing with the aftermath of that, but the flooding, so he can't even plant his crops for a whole week. It's been devastating for him. Ruinous, and it just shows you how formidable Mother Nature can really be.
Basically, a nasty hailstorm came through. About 4:45 yesterday, a storm came out of nowhere, and I'd say within 15 minutes, we had 3 inches of hail laying on the ground. So it totally devastated every crop I have.
Nasty is the way to describe Mother Nature sometimes. The hail, magnificent to behold and devastating in effect for Bentley Lake Farms in Howell. 85 acres of crops totally destroyed. What types of crops?
Oh, every type you can think of. I mean, sweet corn, tomatoes, melons, potatoes, onions, cucumbers, cabbage, broccoli, green beans. I grow every type of vegetable there is.
Do you have insurance?
No.
Wow. So what will this mean for you financially?
Obviously, it's a big hit in my back pocket, but I'll just have to recover from it. I'm going to replant what I can. It's too late to plant a lot of things.
He estimates $500,000 worth of crops at retail price completely obliterated.
I'm not looking for sympathy or looking for help from anyone. I mean, we've had a lot of people call us up and offer to help any way they can. A couple people said they want to start a GoFundMe page. I told them absolutely not.
The community's been great to him, and they are pulling together.
It's as if on every green, 50,000 golf balls hit it all at one time.
And here's a view from the air of Timber Trace Golf Club in Pinckney. The course hit by the same unexpected and intense hailstorm, resulting in damage to the turf. They decided to close the course on Friday and Saturday to assess and repair. But they're seeing a silver lining.
And this weekend, with Father's Day coming up, is our busiest single day of the year. Bad things happen, and there was nobody hurt, and so we got some property damage. It's all things that we can fix, and we all have a good attitude. We're going to work hard. We're going to get back to where it was.
And CJ says about 30 miles away from here, he's got close to 30 acres of corn that might have been damaged by the storm, but he's still assessing that at this point. We're going to have more from Michigan State Police coming up at 6 o'clock, who also had some damage from the storm in an unusual way. Of course, we'll bring you that coming up tonight at 6. For now, we're live in Howell. I'm Hillary Golston, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, when you have hail that bad, you just are so grateful, so thankful that nobody was hurt, because we had so much going on yesterday. Tornado warnings in Monroe Township, the hail where you are. We just are so thankful that nobody was injured.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, Michigan State Police spoke with us just a little bit earlier, and they said that to their knowledge, there have been no reported injuries, which is just miraculous. And of course, that's what we're thankful for. Whenever you have property damage, you can rebuild. And I'm always amazed by the spirit of people in these situations. It's incredible. They say they're going to push on. They will not be beaten by Mother Nature. I think that is certainly something of a reminder for all of us, Roop.
Yeah, it's not. It's one thing. It's not going to pick up and leave. You're going to rebuild and do what you got to do right there. All right, Hillary Golston for us live. Thank you.
We're going to take you out to Monroe County now. In Frenchtown Township, the Weather Service today confirmed an EF1 tornado did indeed hit the area yesterday evening. No injuries reported there either, but for an unlucky few, homes and vehicles were damaged.
1 minute calm, and the next minute everything was going crazy.
The wind was blowing east towards the water, and all of a sudden the flag, it just stopped. and it dropped.
It sounded like a roar come through here. Trees started falling all over.
I came back outside, and the trees, all these big trees that are up here, the tops of them just went like this and just started bending over.
Tree was down, took out the truck, took out the Jeep, and punched a couple holes in the roof.
As I shut the front window, this heavy tree branch from somewhere smashed against the window, and I jumped back. There was a lot of stuff everywhere. There's a piece of somebody's white aluminum siding from somebody's house, who knows where.
There's a house on the first street that is just decimated.
We're incredibly lucky. Things can be replaced, lives can't.
So true.
Yes.
Well, you know, in the mess, there was a beautiful story of community. Those we spoke to talked about how everyone just came together to help clear the streets and help neighbors who lost power or had damage to their homes.
Right, and there's even more good news, though, with the severe weather out of the way. It does sound like we're going to have a great weekend. But first, Stephanie, tell us more about what happened exactly in Monroe County.
Yeah, so you guys did touch on it was an EF1 tornado. It did peak out in terms of wind gusts at 98 miles per hour. Was on the ground for about 9 minutes or so, 6:09 to 6:18, and that was the window we were in that tornado warning yesterday evening. It was 5 miles long and it was 400 yards wide, so it packed a little bit of a punch there just in terms of damage, and you saw that from that video. It started at Detroit Beach and ended at Estralt Beach, so kind of a longer track there. It was on the ground for about 9 minutes or so, and you saw that extensive damage, and we did have some rather large tree limbs on the ground there, so did pack a punch for those folks a bit closer to Monroe County. Right now, we're all quiet. We're dry. Temperatures are in the upper 60s, so it was a little bit cooler today. And that area of low pressure that did give us those showers now well off to our east. We have an area of high pressure that's going to keep us nice and dry through not only today, but over the next couple of days. We'll show you where those numbers are headed, though, in the full forecast for this upcoming weekend here in just a few minutes. Roop.
2 teens are now charged for an attack on an off-duty Detroit police officer at a gas station last weekend. 16-year-old Dwayne Whitley and 17-year-old Marlon Henderson are charged as adults. Now, it's alleged Henderson attacked the officer, grabbing his gun during a struggle. Whitley is the suspect accused of pointing a handgun at the officer. Prosecutors say multiple tips from the community helped identify these two. Separately, charges have also been authorized against both suspects for a carjacking and armed robbery case, which took place before the attack on that officer. They face the potential of life in prison if convicted on those charges.
Pharmacies targeted tonight. Dearborn Heights police are looking for a crew burglarizing small businesses.
As Fox News' Jessica Dupnek tells us tonight, police are hot on their trail.
We're going to find you, we're going to hunt you down, and when we do, you're going to pay the price.
A strong message to the crew targeting mom and pop pharmacies in and around Dearborn Heights.
Quick cash, quick narcotics, just like we see with firearms, it's ready access.
They started Friday morning at 9 o'clock off Warren near Gully. At Corner Med Pharmacy, at least 3 of them came in implying they had weapons, but it didn't go as planned.
It seems like the store setup, security features they had in there, something spooked them off at that one.
When that didn't work, they targeted Todd's Pharmacy a mile and a half away here at Ford and Beach Daily.
Took over the establishment, took some cash and some narcotics from the pharmacy, and then fled the scene.
Apparently, this same crew is hit in the area recently. Right now, police trying to piece all this evidence together.
I have a full detective crew working this right now, along with our partners over at Dearborn, Garden City. You know, these things are not based on towns, they're based on regions.
There is a reason they skipped over the chain drugstores, thinking the smaller ones would be an easier target. A message to similar businesses in the area right now.
And harden your physical facility, make sure your camera systems work and they're trained properly on doors, you know, on the immediate area, and, you know, take those preventative measures.
Reporting in Dearborn Heights, Jessica Dupnek, Fox 2 News.
An accused sexual predator on the campus of the University of Michigan has been arrested. So far, the suspect has not been charged, so police are not naming him at this time. Last month, police received multiple reports of a man groping and exposing himself to women. The incidents happened on the university's North Campus.
Well, Michigan Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib pushing a new gun safety law that would require a gun lock to be sold alongside every gun. She says the move would help prevent any accidental shootings which involve kids. Here's Fox News' Ingrid Kelly with the story.
Gun violence is an epidemic, and it can touch anybody. No one is immune to gun violence.
And Mia Reed learned the pain firsthand after her son was shot and killed in 2011. It's that pain that brought her to join Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib as she unveiled the Safe Firearms Storage Bill at Children's Hospital of Michigan on Friday.
It is the leading cause of death right now in the United States for children is firearms.
The Congresswoman says 4.6 million children in this country live in homes with a loaded and unlocked firearm. That's why she believes this legislation can help save lives because it requires a gun lock with every gun sold in the U.S.
Right now, we have laws like Ethan's Law, which is great. It's about safe storage. But for me, at the time of the purchase, that's where we got to give the gun locks. That's where we have to really specifically talk about how do we keep these guns away from our children.
It's our responsibility not only to care for these children at bedside, but it's also our responsibility to advocate for them.
But some gun store owners question the impact of this legislation.
Here in Michigan, for dealers such as myself, if we sell a gun to anybody, we have to provide a lock. Nonetheless, we're still having these instances.
Just this week, a mother and father were charged in connection with the non-fatal shooting of their 11-month-old son after a 6-year-old found an unsecured handgun in the home and fired it, shooting the infant in the face and shoulder.
If you have to tell a responsible adult to lock up their guns away from children, it might be falling on deaf ears.
Tlaib says she has support for the legislation, but admits some aren't on board.
Unfortunately, though, we have the National Rifle Association. The NRA still has a strong hold on many of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle.
Families say it's a bill like this that can prevent other families from knowing their pain.
Anything that is dangerous and is locked away is going to prevent someone from getting hurt. It's common sense.
In Southfield, Ingrid Kelly, Fox 2 News.
I know it feels like it isn't enough when you turn on the news and see another tragedy in a school, a grocery store, a parade, or a place in America. Honestly, I feel like that as well.
President Biden pushing Congress to do more on gun reforms at a gun safety summit in Connecticut today. Biden called for more reforms like a ban on assault weapons, but Republicans oppose them, saying they go too far. The summit comes as the Gun Violence Archive says 2023 could be one of the deadliest years ever when it comes to gun violence.